Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am honored once again to join you for your annual convention to share my thoughts on the work being done to strengthen and prosper our state. It's great to be back down in this beautiful city where the footprint and influence of Alabama's investment in our government retirees is so profoundly felt. Nearly all of the major office towers and downtown hotels here in Mobile, including this one, are owned by the state of Alabama and operated for the benefit of our retirees. Mobile is flourishing, just as Alabama is flourishing due to the passion and commitment of all of our workers, and in particular, the contributions of our current and retired state government employees. Perhaps more than any other group in Alabama, you all know the importance of wise investment in our state. During your respective careers of public service, whether on the local, county, or state level, or in some cases all three levels, you have each contributed to Alabama's successful growth. As a former state employee myself, and someone who's dedicated nearly my entire working career to advancing the quality of life in Alabama, I truly appreciate the positive impact of our government workers, both current and retired. Folks, Alabama is moving forward, and I am very excited about our future. As I told the legislature in my State of the State address back in March, I began my second full term as your governor, dedicated to two major goals: continued investment in economic development and a laser focus on advancing Alabama's public education performance to be among the top 30 states in the nation. And y'all, we are well on our way. As you may have heard, for the second month in a row, Alabama is experiencing record low unemployment at 2.1%. That is the lowest in state history, y'all. In fact, we currently lead all the southeastern states in unemployment in our region, and we're among the lowest in the nation. And this record rate did not happen just by luck. It's the product of consistent, coordinated efforts on all levels of government, from Russell Shoals to Mobile, to invest in economic development. During the time I've been in office, Alabama industries have invested $42 billion in new and expanded operations that have added 78,000 jobs and counting. With its winning record, it's no surprise Alabama is ranked among the top 10 states for doing business. And what's more, according to the National Association of Realtors, Alabama ranked ninth nationally in growth from people from moving from other states like California to the Yellowhammer State here in 2022. In fact, much of Alabama's population growth reflected in the recent census was due to folks moving here from other states with a chance to experience a better life. And we welcome them all to sweet home Alabama. With record low employment and record job growth, we now face a new challenge. We need more workers. About 50,000 Alabamians who can work are not applying for jobs. This is a rate that ranks us near the bottom nationally in labor force participation. We need more Alabamians working to grow our economy while also raising their standard of living and quality of life. On the front lines to meet this challenge are Alabama's 24 community colleges positioned all over the state. Today, They are not only providing a quality education for tens of thousands of Alabamians each year, but they're also equipping them with in-demand skills to meet the changing requirements of Alabama's employers. One of the many occupational areas where Alabama workers are desperately needed is in the nursing field. Again, Alabama community colleges are out front in recruiting and training new nurses all over the state. More than 8,000 students were enrolled in nursing programs at Alabama community colleges during the last academic year. The state is also actively recruiting new employees for in-demand jobs. The greatest need for new personnel is in the Alabama correction system. In recent years, we've worked hard to increase pay for state corrections workers to levels competitive with our neighboring states. And on a positive note, this month the Alabama Department of Corrections announced its largest graduating class of correctional officer trainees since 2019. And we expect that trend to continue. Another ongoing vital investment is upgrading our highways and other transportation infrastructure. The Rebuild Alabama Act has literally paved the way for progress all across our state. Since the Rebuild Alabama Act was first enacted just 4 years ago, new road and bridge projects have broken ground in all 67 counties. More than $170 million in state funds have been awarded to cities and counties, in which more than 200 new projects are either underway or already completed. And maybe you drove through some of these construction sites on your way down here. I've recently been asked if we should give priority to one part of our state over another in making our transportation investments. Folks, please understand I am the governor of all of the people of Alabama. Thanks to Rebuild Alabama, we've already begun tackling some of the major congested stretches of interstate, including I-65 in Shelby County, I-10 western Mobile, and I-59 in Trussell. A few weeks ago, we announced 3 major new road projects south of Birmingham where congestion has been a problem, including widening I-65 from Alabama to Calera, the construction of a new interchange in Hoover, and the widening of a section of I-59. But as your president and West Alabama native Thomas Moore may agree, there are other areas of our state that also require attention. And almost 2 years ago, I announced plans for the West Alabama corridor to widen US 43 from Tuscaloosa to Mobile. West Alabama between Mountville and Thomasville is the largest region in the state without 4-lane access to an interstate highway. And Alabama cannot reach its full potential of prosperity until all corners of our state are afforded access to the tools of economic development. As a daughter of the Black Belt, I strongly believe in the economic potential of that region, and I am proud to support the West Alabama corridor. Following through on my goal to advance our commitment to education, this year we funded many important learning priorities. Among them, the much-needed expansion of Alabama's world-class, award-winning pre-K program into some of the state's highest poverty areas. We also funded the implementation of the Critical Literacy and Numeracy Acts to elevate reading and math proficiency. Supporting our teachers is paramount to success in the classroom. This year, the legislature approved the 5th pay raise for teachers since I have been in office. And according to data recently released from the teachers' retirement system, last year saw the fewest teacher retirements in Alabama in a decade. We are making a difference. An important first step in elevating Alabama's educational performance is our hard work to ensure students achieve in the classroom so they are proficient to move up to the next grade. For starters, we've made it clear that third grade students must finally meet benchmarks in literacy in order to be promoted to the fourth grade. There is no going back. Our emphasis on classroom achievement is making a real difference, y'all. We are witnessing major progress in my administration's Turnaround Schools initiative, which seeks to bring previously failing schools up to proficiency standards. I'm pleased to report that since the program launched less than a year ago, 15 elementary schools with lower proficiency scores from Mobile to Huntsville have already turned around and are on an upward track. Over the last month, I have personally visited these turnaround schools, beginning with 2 in my home county of Wilcox and last week here in Mobile. I cannot tell you how exciting it has been to see their progress, especially in the eagerness to learn among the young students. And y'all, that's what it's all about. But even the best government policies don't necessarily equal success in education. I believe that education starts at home, that parents are the first teachers. Alabama has a long legacy of valuing the role of families in nurturing our children, and I believe the path to success lies in rekindling this legacy. We must and we will engage parents in the education of our children. Folks, I truly believe Alabama's on the right track, and you deserve a share of the credit. Your hard work for the people of Alabama has laid the foundation upon which we are now building a bright future for our state. And I'm proud to be a part of this noble effort. I can't wait to see what the future holds for all of us. Thank you for your service, and thank you again for having me today. Let's work together, and let's go to work. This is our opportunity. Let's not waste a moment. May God continue to bless each of you and the great state of Alabama.